Hello there guys and gals, and welcome to Spider-Man for the PS4. And oh my god, is this game amazing. Now I'm going to be doing a full let's play of this game, but for now what we're doing is I'm just going to go through and I'm going to give you my thoughts on the game, and I'm going to give you ways you should buy it or not. And the answer is yes. Yeah, so where do we start? Look at this. Let's just start with the gorgeousness of this game. For one thing, and I'm going to be doing it in stages. Just look at the gorgeousness of this game. I mean, this is New York. This is New York, and it is an amazing, truly amazing game. Now this is gonna be a completely spoiler-free review type thing that I'm gonna try out for games that I do nowadays. As you can see, the map is quite extensive. It does take quite a while to swing from one side to another, if you get caught up a few times. I have 100% of the game, I know, and let me tell you something else. Even though it's 100% and there's DLC coming out, I am waiting for that DLC, and I am so happy that there is going to be DLC come out, because I just want more of this game. This game is absolutely terrific. And we're just going to go through the different suits you can unlock. Apart from one that I will not show you, because spoilers, I guess. Or maybe I'll show you, I don't know. So of course this is your advanced suit. If you played it already, you know when you get this and why you get this. And it's a pretty cool way of getting it, and it's the original Insomniac Games design, and oh my god, Insomniac did a fantastic job making a Spider-Man game for Spider-Man fans. It is truly, truly awesome. This is one that you unlock already. It's just the damaged classic suit, which of course you also get the classic suit undamaged. My favourite Spider-Man Noir. And I say favourite because he is my favourite, because I've read the comics and I loved it. Shattered Dimensions, it was, I believe. Was it Shattered Dimensions? It wasn't Edge of Time, yeah. Shattered Dimensions introduced Spider-Man Noir to me, and I fell in love with the character. And then I read all the books, and he became my favourite one. I'm so happy they have a costume for him in this game. You have the Scarlet Spider, which is a favourite of everybody's, and I'm not surprised. We have the electricity insulated suit, which is there. We have the negative suit, which of course is Mr. Negative, as you've seen in all the trailers with Martin Lee. We have the Stark suit, or as I like to just call it, the Homecoming suit, which is also one of my favourite Spider-Man movies, so that's in the game, and that was awesome seeing that. It was pretty cool to see that in the game. We have the Secret War Spidey. We have the Spider-Man Armor Mark II, which I think looks absolutely stunning. We have the Spider-Punk, which is again another one. I'm not too fond of it, but it's alright. I'm not gonna shit on it. But the Wrestler suit, which which is a nice throwback, and it's nice to see in the game, but nah. The Fear Itself suit, which I think looks, you know, but it's alright. The blue's a bit much, I will give it that. Then we have the Stealth Big Time suit. All these suits do come with powers, and the powers are far and few between. Like this one, you put a bubble bar on yourself, and when no one can see, that's how you are. So basically, you put a bubble bar on yourself, you turn invisible for the while the bubble lasts. With the Spider-Man Mark III suit, and when I saw this, I immediately went, wow, when the Red Hood will become a Spider-Man character. That's what I thought about that one. We have the Spirit Spider, which is of course when Spider-Man got fused with the Ghost Rider, which is a pretty cool story arc if you haven't read it. We have the Spider Mark IV suit, which I think is pretty cool. I've been using this quite a lot, and I love the power that comes with it. Basically makes you impervious to all damage, so you just bounces off you, basically, even snipers, and it's pretty fucking awesome. The Velocity suit with Blitz, which I think is a good power again. You just basically move a lot faster, and as you're running through enemies, they'll get knocked down. And it also glows. All the ones that you see with like lights on and stuff, they glow in the dark. Well, it's night time, they light up, I should say. They don't glow in the dark, which is a pretty cool feature. But the Iron Spider suit with the Iron Arms. A lot of people didn't think the Iron Arms were going to be in, me included. But they managed to do it, and it's just basically a special move for future combos. Spider-Man 2099 Black suit, which is alright. I'm not the biggest fan of Spider-Man 2099 as it is. So, you know, but it's alright. I don't like the white version of it. I don't like the white variant. It looks cool, but there's something about it I don't like. I do prefer the old one to it. Vince's comic book Spidey, which I think is actually amazing, because of a very unique ability. Just having a drink, which is quips. And basically you insult your enemies and you knock them back as you shout out swear words to them. Spider-Man The Last Stand, another favourite of mine. I haven't seen this in any comic book or anything, so I'm trying to track it down on the interwebs. So yeah, we have the Last Stand suit, which is another one that I like. We have, of course, the Undy suit. You get this for doing 100% completion of the entire game. This is what you unlock, which is a little black, but you know, it's there. But that one's power is also very unique, in which everybody goes down on one hit, including you. So if you get it once, that's it, you're dead. Basically, we have the homemade suit, which of course is out of Homecoming, and it's a little, you know, it's what it is because it's homemade, and it's pretty nice. It's nice to see it in. It's nice. This game is so well detailed. And then we have the dark suit. I'm not going to show you the one next to that one because that is kind of a spoiler. But if you do want to see it, as I'm sure people will put it up for you. It's a spoiler because you do get it through story progression, and it's for something in the story, so I'm obviously not going to spoil it for you. And we have the dark suit. This is what you get from doing all the Black Cat tasks in the game, which is setting up the DLC for Black Cat, I believe. Yeah, I like this one. This one's pretty nice. This is a nice black suit. You know, and a lot of people are praising it, thinking that Venom's black suit was going to be one of the best ones and it couldn't be beat, but this one does. And I prefer this one. I do. I like this a lot, but Noir is my favourite, as you can tell. So yeah, we're just going to have a little traversal because this has one of the best traversals in the game. This is a Spider-Man game. And Insomnia did a fantastic job focusing on traversal, and just the look and sheer size of this game is amazing. It never gets boring. It gets repetitive. I'm not gonna lie, it gets repetitive. And I must also point out, because I'm being a bit fanboyish, I'm not sponsored by anything in this video. I'm just giving my own opinions on it, and I love it. Stuff does get repetitive, like fighting crimes after crimes. Going through to get the 100%, doing all the crimes, as you can see, got a little bit tedious at times, and they were a little bit like, ugh. But there's enough variety in the crimes, and in the people you fight, that it does make it interesting. So you're always on your feet, and you have to keep guessing what they are, because there's some have whips, like Whiplash in Iron Man 2, exactly like that. They had two giant whips with energy coming out of them. And there's some with jetpacks, there's some rocket launchers, snipers who are a bastard. I will not lie to you about that. Some have and then there's some that have laser turrets on cars. It's just an amazing game. I love the little details that get thrown in here and there in this game. Like you can go around and you can wave to, instead of throwing a punch to a civilian, you'll wave to him. And you can greet them. And riding the subway subway scenes where you're doing fast traveling, these on the subway, has been some of my favourite bits. Just seeing Spider-Man not swinging around, just chilling on the subway, talking to fans or getting recognised in the papers. Really interesting. And so are the side missions. The side missions are very unique to themselves. They are their own side missions, and we're gonna go show you some combat for now. This is just a standard break-in, so this will be thugs. Oh, what's up? Okie dokie. There. Swung straight past them. The best Spider-Man. Of course, you can't do everything stealthy if you choose to. There are very nice things you can do in this game, which are, it's very unique. You can do everything in multiple possibilities, and you can unlock new skills, new fighting and stuff, obviously, but everything to do with web swinging is already in the game. So I started because you're not playing the origin story, which I absolutely love too, because we all know the origin of Spider-Man. We all know how it happened. He got bit by a spider, he got some magic powers, yada yada yada. So it's nice to see a little deviation on it where it's 8 years in the future. He's really experienced, so of course they want to make it so you're experienced, so you can web swing and do everything with the web swinging from the start. It's not so much. It's really like you have been Spider-Man for a few years. You're really good at traversing. You really do everything, and the only thing mostly you unlock is doing flips in the air. It's pretty much, and height and stuff like that in the skills. It's been a long time since I unlocked skills. So we'll have a look at it. It'll be easier for me to explain then. Yeah, this is where the RPG kind of elements, I guess you could say, come into it. I'm guessing they're going to be adding more skills as the DLC comes out, because as you can see I have 5 skill points available, and you stop getting skills at like level 45, but the top level is level 50, and every time you level up past level 50, so I don't know if they're going to like increase the cap as DLC comes out too, at every level you get above level 50 you get health and melee damage increase, which is a pretty nice feature. And of course you still get skill points every time you level up, so I've leveled up 5 times since reaching level 50. Well, I've leveled up 5 times since reaching level 45 to get all the rest of them. They have Innovator, which is basically your webs for attacking. So obviously it's like your stealth and just how you use your webs to attack people. It's just that basically. I would recommend getting this one, getting this side of it to get rid of pistols and batons and guns, because that makes it a whole lot easier when you're fighting multiple enemies. Defender, of course, is, as you would thought, it's your defense. That's basically it. And the web slinger is using web swinging. It's just basically that. There's barely anything apart from, like I said, the flips and losing and doing that, and then the boost. And there's not a lot of stuff that you can't do with the web swinging. And all the boost does is it adds that, so you go just a little bit further than the regular boost. It's really, really cool. And we're gonna do a chase thing now. Sable guys do the enemy's Sable's team, Silver Sable's team, do appear as criminals around town, but once you've done everything, I've noticed a lot more thug crimes, which is a nice touch, because you basically, you know, you've got rid of all these other ones, and it's just basically people being, it's just basically, you know, regular Joes being criminals for the face, because they feel like being criminals. It's a very vast open world. It's alive. New York City is very much alive in this game. It is very, very cool. You'll like see people waving for taxis and trying to get taxis. You'll see people taking selfies together, talking together, and you know, they'll have conversations as you go around, and you just switch past. It's a really, really nice touch, and I'm guessing we got some more people coming in. No, we did. Yeah, we got some more people coming in. Okie dokie. It's usually what happens.
For criminals,
got
these
it
guys
back up.
have an impressive social circle.
Put that there for you. There we go. Oh, big guys. Okay. Whoa. But yeah, I definitely do recommend getting rid of the one to yank away from, yank weapons away from enemies. That has helped me so many times in this game, especially against the harder enemies to go on, because enemies do increase no matter what level you're on. They do increase in difficulty. I'm on the hardest difficulty. I didn't find it that hard, if I'm honest, but over time when the enemies get a little bit more tougher, it does get a little bit more harder for you too, because you know the Spider-Man, so you know you can lift 10 tons and you're just super strong. So even on the hardest difficulties, I think the difficulties is there for show because it's a game, and you know most games have to have difficulties now. But yeah, the story, I'll move on to the story now. We got through the fighting gameplay, we'll do some web swinging as we're talking about the story. Is one of the best Spider-Man stories I have seen and participated in the past like 10 years.
New York's noisy, but my mask can zero
My
in on
favorite,
local
yeah,
sounds.
well, they can die
Kinda
today.
tied up
My
kidnapped victim
favorite
might make.
movie was the Sam Raimi trilogy. It was Spider-Man 2. That was my favorite movie, and it still is. Spider-Man Homecoming hasn't beat it by much, but Spider-Man Homecoming is one of my top favorites, as it was now. But Spider-Man 2 will always place my heart, and so will the video game. Spider-Man 2, the video game, is absolutely amazing, and this knocks that out of the park. This is the best Spider-Man game ever made. Ever. Even better than the Spider-Man 2, because Spider-Man 2 had its problems with its combat and some of the web swinging and the wall running, which I want to point out is flawless in this. In Spider-Man 2, when you were doing wall running or you flew into a wall, you'd usually hit the wall and you wouldn't just immediately start running up. You'd hit it and stick to it, and then you get stuck and then you get turned around. So if you were chasing someone, you get stuck on the wall and then you'd lose the mission, mostly with fucking Black Cat. So I'm looking forward to that when that comes, because that'll just be another chase sequence, I bet. And that's what it looks like in the trailers. But yeah, in this one you just run straight up the wall and all that. There's no fall damage in this game at all. Because he's been Spider-Man for 8. The way they explained it was he's been Spider-Man for 8 years, so he knows how to land properly from doing this for so long, which is a nice feature. It's a very nice feature, and for the first time in a long time, I've enjoyed a story from a Spider-Man game. Spider-Man 2 story, you know, the other Spider-Man games were all carbon copies. They were the movies. Basically, that's what they were with a few new enemies added in. And that's basically how it was. All it was. And this is its own unique story. This is one that Insomniac created. It's their own world, and it is absolutely fantastic. And you don't just play as Spider-Man; you can play as Peter Parker, which is a very good one. I know you're thinking, oh, but it's a Spider-Man game. Why would you want to play as Peter Parker? Play it because there's a lot of story, character development that goes into being Peter Parker, and you get to play as Mary Jane, and even at some point you get to play as Miles Morales, who becomes a Spider-Man in the comic books. In the comics. I'm not going to spoil anything for you for this one. I'll let you see it for yourself. But the ending, not gonna lie, the ending brought me to tears. There is a scene that brought me to tears because I was so invested in this game and I was so invested in the characters, and they did such a good job of storytelling that I felt I was invested in it. And it's one of the games where you pick it up and you can't put it down. Pretty much. It's absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to say that till my throat runs dry. It's one of my favourite games, hands down, to ever grace this generation of consoles. There are a few others that I like and enjoy playing and will play forever still. But this one I can see playing forever, even though I've done everything. I'm still playing, and I'm still going to be doing this, and I'm going to be doing a Let's Play in it soon anyway. It's just going to be absolutely fucking awesome. So yeah, just you know, this has just been a different kind of video. If you liked it, let me know. Because if you like it, let me know, because I like it. It's fun to do this, and you know, just run around and just chat about stuff about the game. So I do recommend getting this if you have a PS4. If you don't have a PS4, go out and sell your Xbox and get one. Or if you have a PC, then do the same. But yeah, it is one of the best, I dare say the best superhero game going, just due to the sheer amount of time and effort you can see that Insomniac put into it. All the buildings are different, you can see in the interiors as you're running up them if you stop. It's really well detailed, and a lot of thought has been put into it. A lot of thought's been put into the side missions, like the research stations. The side missions, they're not just copy and paste. Do this, go here, do this, go here. Some of them are very different. Some of them are vastly different. There's a lot of thought that's been put into this game, especially in terms of what Spider-Man is. And you know what Spider-Man is. He's a web swinger. So when you're swinging and you can nearly touch the floor and you don't just stop and do a weird pause and then just fall to the ground, it is one of the best feelings just flying through the air in New York. I could sit here and probably swing through New York all fucking day. That's how good this game is. And I would recommend it for the storytelling, I recommend it for the graphics, and I would recommend it for gameplay, but definitely the gameplay. If you're looking for a Spider-Man game, this is a Spider-Man game. This is the Spider-Man game. And it's become one of those things. It's like I said, all the buildings are unique, everything's different. The city is alive. We'll go walk on the streets for a bit before we end the video, and you can see just how alive the city is. You can hear people interact with Spider-Man. They'll literally interact and they'll recognise that he's here. And you can interact with the people. You can actually interact with the people, and instead of throwing a punch, you wave.
Hey there. Sorry.
And it's one of the greatest games in the world, and I 100% recommend it. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you did enjoy this video. And I will see all of you in my full Let's Play of this. Ta-da!